trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News Midday.
Developing now, the future of college sports taking center stage in Washington as we come on the air. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. I'm Andrew Ward. A major hearing is being held right now in front of a committee on commerce in the U.S. Senate with some of the largest figures in college athletics. However, the Protect College Sports Act is already facing opposition from the NCAA's two biggest conferences. The bipartisan bill introduced by Senators Ted Cruz and Maria Cantwell would create national rules for things like NIL payments, transfers, and athlete eligibility. It would also provide new benefits and protections for student athletes. Former Alabama football coach Nick Saban with a passionate plea on Capitol Hill this morning.
Away from development to focusing on money and not life skills. So to put this in perspective, if you had the biggest, baddest Ferrari that you could ever have and it was going 150 miles an hour toward the Grand Canyon, somebody needs to tap the brakes. And I think that's what we all need to do here.
Yeah, many people at the Capitol this morning in support of the bill, but there is plenty of opposition. The Big Ten and Nebraska's conference and SEC with a joint statement saying they do not support it, saying, quote, "We cannot support the Protect College Sports Act as it is drafted," adding, quotes, "The bill would leave college sports in a worse position than today." We're going to be following today's hearing, in which will feature several more prominent figures in college sports. You can hear what they have to say during that proposal tonight at 5. Let's get to weather here. Beautiful blue skies and our Allen Communications camera. We got temperatures already in the upper 70s here in the capital city. Let's get on over to meteorologist Houston Hall with a check of our midday forecast here for us. Good morning, Houston.
Good morning. Not too bad of a day, and we are seeing a little bit of cloud cover maybe move its way in from Kansas, and that will give us our daily, maybe daytime heating thunderstorm in eastern Nebraska. The severe weather threat still is on track across western Nebraska later this evening. Almost at that 80-degree mark right now. Most of us seeing that sunshine. Take a look. Here's a look at southeast Nebraska. Just a little bit of tiny cumulus clouds starting to sneak up into Fairbury, our southern counties. Some of that might make our skies partly sunny later this afternoon. You can see there's that one little shower thunderstorm we had from this morning. Some of that's holding on, but it's now moving out into stable atmosphere. Out towards the west, upper level clouds, and that's going to be where the storms are going to be. Temperatures upper 70s, no 80s out there just yet. 69 out towards Chadron. Check out the dark green on the map, upper 60s for dew points. Winds are right out on it out of the south, 10-15 miles per hour. Now let's take a look at Stormcast. You can see there's those few storms that will start to develop 7 to 9 p.m. Wind and large hail, and that all moves towards the east. It looks like northeast Nebraska might be a prime spot as we go into the overnight hours. We'll start to see some rain here as we go into tomorrow morning. There's Thursday. There's Friday, so we are in the middle of a severe weather risk as we go into the next several days. I'll show you where and when are the impacts in a few.
Okay, then. Thank you very much, Houston. And now to the war in Iran. Some of the most intense strikes in weeks traded overnight across the Middle East. Iran firing on its neighbors, including Kuwait and Bahrain. The U.S. striking an oil tanker. This footage here next to me is from Lebanon. You can see smoke billowing in the distance. Israel bombing Hezbollah targets there. It appears to be a striking escalation as the Trump administration has been unable to secure a deal to end the war, though it insists it's close. ABC's Olivia Rubin reports.
Today, new video showing the immediate aftermath from an Iranian drone attack at the Kuwait International Airport Wednesday. These videos circulating online showing extensive damage to the airport, a large fire burning, dust and debris all around. A man heard saying in Arabic, "That is where the drone fell." Here you see a large pile of rubble, part of the ceiling missing, more charred rubble at the top of these escalators. One person killed and more than 60 injured, according to the health ministry, including fractures, head injuries, and amputations.
Iran's strategy has been economic warfare from the outset. And of course, airports are a significant part of a nation's economy.
Dramatic video released by the Iranian military claiming to show part of its overnight barrage, including strikes on U.S. military bases in Bahrain and Kuwait. The U.S. saying Iran didn't hit those targets and that they helped intercept those missiles, which came after the U.S. military said it struck an empty oil tanker trying to breach its blockade. The U.S. insisting the strikes were defensive and the ceasefire holds, but with no deal after more than a month of negotiations. Trump saying in an interview he has to decide to either sign a deal or do it the other way, which he says won't be nice. And up on Capitol Hill, Secretary of State Marco Rubio answering more questions on the war after saying a deal could happen today, tomorrow, or next week.
I can tell you this, we defined victory as destroying their defense industrial base, significantly reducing the number of missile launchers that they possess.
And those strikes sending oil prices higher again today. U.S. oil up to more than $96 a barrel after it dipped below $90 last week amid hope for a deal. According to Gas Buddy, the average price for a gallon of regular now $4.24. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, Washington.
And back here at home, Nebraska is starting to see those gas prices go down a little bit here, with citizen journalist Parween sending in this video to our Now Local News app. $4.09 a gallon here. The state average here in Nebraska is down 17 cents from a week ago. It's now at $4.06, according to AAA this morning. New at midday, local authorities are looking for a man seen vandalizing a stop sign. According to Lincoln Police and Crime Stoppers, this man caused irreversible damage to 2 stop signs near 46 and L Streets on May 24th. They say a witness took photos of him. The witness telling police the person of interest approached him and was screaming profanities at him. Police found that the stop signs had been spray painted and the paint could not be cleaned out, and the signs had to be replaced. If you recognize this person in these photos, reach out to LPD or Crime Stoppers. LPD also arresting a man they believe stole a car from a parking lot of a Casey's gas station on North 27th Street. Police say the suspect is 38-year-old Anthony Sandoval. The theft happened at 11:30 last night, according to LPD. The owner went into the store, leaving her car running with the keys inside. When she returned, the vehicle was gone. Police later found it abandoned nearby. Police also connecting the suspect, Sandoval, to an attack on a woman he knows, leaving her with injuries. New details this morning as authorities try to figure out why a man opened fire and upon police. Here's video from that scene. We're told a man in his 50s barricading himself in a home in East Omaha. Police say he apparently was mad after his landlord attempted to evict him. Police say when the SWAT team attempted to negotiate, the man said he had a long gun and had 2,300 rounds and told officers to, quote, bring it. New officials say he came running out of the house and fired shots in their direction. It is currently unknown if this was a case of suicide by cop. Overnight, Governor Jim Pillen telling his followers on Facebook that he thanked God the Omaha police officers are safe after this dangerous standoff. We are reaching out to Omaha police to see if there is any new information. We'll keep you posted on what they tell us on our Now Local News app. Well, right now, a group trekking across the heartland on foot. 6 seminarians, 1 extreme challenge, walking 375 miles across Nebraska, and they are attempting to get it done in less than a month. Now, every one of these dots you see here next to me are parishes that they'll be stopping at on their expansive journey. Channel 8's Emma Norwood spoke to them and has more on their journey.
Day after day.
I've never walked this much in my entire life.
Mile after mile.
The hope is to inspire kind of a love for where they're from.
These seminarians are seeing Nebraska from a different perspective. The pilgrimage stretches almost 375 miles across Nebraska's diocese, starting at the oldest parish in Nebraska City and eventually ending at the westernmost parish in Benkelman.
The idea of walking or going on a journey like a pilgrimage it's sort of a way to remember that life, our spiritual life is we're not sort of static. We're moving towards a place or towards God.
The Catholic Diocese sharing these photos and videos as the group makes their way across the state, averaging 15 miles a day, connecting with 25 different communities.
This walk isn't about us. It's about others. It's about God. It's about, bringing people together in community.
Each one doing the best they can to prepare for the long walk, but the journey doesn't come without its challenges.
My feet were not prepared to put those miles on. I had the proper gear, but I just don't think my body was prepared, so I had a lot of blisters on my feet.
But the physical aspect is part of the mission's purpose.
The daily grind, like getting up every morning at 5:30 and getting yourself prepared to walk this far and just getting into the rhythm. That's been hard, but once we get going, it's like, okay, I'm glad I'm doing this.
Reporting in Lincoln, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
New developments this morning. The Good Life District in Grand Island is making significant progress. The city holding a public meeting to receive critical feedback, and Mayor Roger Steele saying they are about 80% away from the final proposal. He says it includes an $82 million bond, and they will build things like an amphitheater, aquatic center, and new sports complex first.
Absolutely. You know, the transformational things that are going to be built right up front, that's what the Nebraska legislature intended, that we build things that would attract tourism and retail sales and visitors to Grand Island. All of those things you just mentioned do exactly that.
Mayor Steele is hoping to have a final proposal ready by the end of the month. He says they've had too many delays in getting this thing started, and they don't want to have any more by not having one ready. Still ahead this morning, Project Progress, how work is advancing in a big construction project for a new state prison in Lincoln. Taking shape, the Department of Corrections says construction is moving forward on its new building in Northeast Lincoln. The department says major progress is being made thanks to their construction partners, as seen here on your screen. When done, the new prison will have separate maximum, medium, and minimum custody areas, along with programming and vocational spaces aimed at prisoner rehabilitation. Right now, the University of Nebraska Medical Center is teaming up with medical departments across the country. UNMC's Department of Anesthesiology is joining departments from the Vanderbilt and University of Utah and University of Michigan in a multi-center clinical trial. It's examining intraoperative oxygen levels and how it impacts those on the operating table, mainly dealing with organ injury and life-threatening operations. A top insurer is cutting coverage of weight loss drugs for its own employees, and American men are feeling a lot of pressure to provide. Jane King explains in today's Wellness Report.
In honor of Men's Mental Health Month in June, a survey polled 2,000 men to investigate how money difficulties and societal pressure to provide have impacted their well-being. According to the findings, over 3/4 of respondents said when they were growing up, they were taught that a man's primary role within his family is to be the financial provider. However, most in this Beyond Finance survey feel it's harder for men to fulfill that role compared to previous generations. Reuters reports that Cigna will stop covering GLP-1 weight loss drugs in its employee health care plan. Companies are feeling the pinch of the cost of these medications. Now, it's not just about the drugs, but also who is doing it. If the insurers are feeling pinched, no doubt other companies are too. And Microsoft and Mayo Clinic are launching a new effort aimed at creating AI designed specifically for medicine. Unlike general purpose AI systems that are trained on the internet, this new model will be trained using Mayo Clinic's medical expertise, clinical data, and research. Now, the hope is that the approach will reduce or even eliminate wrong information about health. From the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Here's your health.
Well, today is turning out to be not too bad, but we are going to have some cloud cover here in the next few hours, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. This is coming our way tomorrow. I'll show you that all here in a few.
quits. The team is saying goodbye to a familiar face after more than 4 decades of the program. Channel 8's Nate Johnson has more on a legacy that helps shape Nebraska softball.
Yes, some big news from the world of Nebraska softball, absolutely. Longtime associate head coach and pitching coach Lori Sipple announced her retirement today. She spent 41 total seasons at Nebraska, 4 as a player and 37 as a coach. The final 23 seasons, she was the associate head coach. And head coach Rhonda Revelle also taken to social media to share her love and appreciation for her time. Sipple said in part of a statement, "I am humbled to have had the privilege to be a member of this great athletic department and university for the past 41 years. Working alongside Rhonda in this program has been one of the greatest privileges of my life, and I will always be grateful for the friendships, support, and memories we have made and shared over the years." Her impact on the program simply cannot be understated. Sipple helped the Huskers to 1,449 wins and 6 trips to the Women's College World Series. Congrats on retirement, Coach.
Now, for your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Houston Hall.
Alrighty, there's Nebraska right there. We had this little storm up towards Kippahaw going through O'Neill. You know how long that lasted? It lasted about 8 hours, and it's moving very, very slow. Still a little bit of rain and thunderstorm activity in our far northeast county. Check this out. The low is currently up towards Canada. You can see the curvature right there. That's bringing in all that moisture. Meanwhile, right here, you got that easterly flow. Alrighty, well, we do have some severe weather today, and that's going to be off towards our west. As you can see, that system up there, it's going to bring a line of showers and thunderstorms down towards our south. As we go into your Thursday, that's going to move towards the east up there, and then the severe weather will try to move towards the east with it, and then by Friday, we could be seeing our best chance for some severe weather. Especially, I would say, just north of Omaha, right there all the way down towards McCook. Could see some large hail damaging winds. Alrighty, here's this afternoon. Still seeing sunshine. There's that one little storm out there. That should be on out of here. I would say give it another hour, 2 hours, and it should just die on down. All right, still using the 6Z model. I'm not a big fan of the 12Zs. They're pretty inaccurate. But we should start to see some isolated showers and thunderstorms form just near McCook. They're going to take a track towards our northeast. Meanwhile, a line of showers and thunderstorms out towards the Sandhills region. All right, and then if you saw, it looked like Kippahaw County and parts of Valentine did get upgraded into that level 2 slight risk due to that large hail and damaging winds. And that's where all that damaging wind is going to be right there overnight tonight. And that's going to drop a little bit of rain, some thunder, some small hail also. And some models want to put more rain development down there towards our south. Now that's all going to move towards the southeast as we go into tomorrow morning. Thursday morning, expect some showers and thunderstorms around eastern and southeastern Nebraska. Maybe 1 or 2 storms might be on the severe side due to some small hail, some gusty winds. Still tracking all right. There's going to be storms in southeast Nebraska starting tomorrow afternoon into the evening time. I would say from about Columbus down towards our southeast. Best chance for some severe thunderstorms. But we're going to start to get that activity about 1 to 3 p.m. It's going to peak going into about 6 to 8 p.m. And that's for places like Lincoln, Omaha, down here towards Beatrice. Got to watch for the southern edge of these storms as they usually have the best environment to become severe. All right, Friday morning, let's see what happens. We're going to start with some sunshine. Sunshine and stability, and that will build for some strong to severe storms. Now, the instability, the storm fuel, my goodness, we're going to have quite a bit of it on Friday. So I would say from a line about north of Omaha down towards our southwest, definitely keep an eye on the forecast Friday afternoon and evening as we're just going to have some storms develop. Any of those storms tap into that instability, boom, strong to severe quick. We're talking some large hail up to golf ball, ping pong, or greater. An isolated tornado threat, also damaging winds. All right, not much happening out there. Still hanging on sunshine, 79. Feels like 81. The dew point out there is really making a difference. Another look at southeast Nebraska. There's that little shower and thunderstorm right down there. Some upper level clouds streaming off towards the southwest. Upper level moisture. Upper 70s, lower 80s down towards Holdrege. What are we currently at? 79. Dew points are, my goodness, in the upper 60s. And that's right in the middle of the state. Why is that? Because we have a south wind, 10, 15 miles per hour, bringing us all that moisture. Temperatures, I think we'll top off 84 degrees, depending on how long that sunshine can peak. Check that out. All right, 6 p.m. If you see a raindrop, there it is. All right, so tonight, mostly cloudy. We are going to have that shower and thunderstorm activity. Temperatures, once again, mild. Get used to that. All righty, so Thursday, Friday, some storms likely across eastern and southeastern Nebraska. Saturday, we get a break from all of that, and then we stay in the 80s with another storm chance starting the week next week, and then we warm into the 90s.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, Houston. Coming up after the break, we're remembering the legacy of a music powerhouse. The impacts Peabo Bryson is leaving behind in the music world for both the young and older generations.
I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder.
This morning, remembering Peabo Bryson, the king of the Disney power ballad, passing away at 75 years old after suffering a stroke earlier this week.
No one to tell us no or where to go.
Bryson made history with A Whole New World, the duet with Regina Bell, becoming the first song from an animated movie to ever hit #1 on the Billboard charts.
A whole new world.
Stopping by GMA in 1997 for a live performance.
Never just as sure as the sun will rise.
His melodic harmonies ringing alongside Celine Dion on the title track of Beauty and the Beast.
Never just the same.
The two performing the Academy Award-winning song with Angela Lansbury at the 1992 Oscars. Dion opening up about the impact of their collaboration earlier this year.
I was amazed that I was considered to sing with Peabo Bryson.
Overnight, Dion writing, his incredible voice and his kind spirit embodied the beauty of song and performance. Born in South Carolina, Robert Peabo Bryson became a professional backup singer as a teenager. His first top 10 single coming in 1984 with If Ever You're in My Arms Again. He once said the secret to a good duet is that you have to fall a little bit in love with your partner. Adding that it was Roberta Flack who taught him how to have a successful musical partnership. But it was A Whole New World that he credited with giving him musical longevity, as he told our Charlie Gibson.
I couldn't have been more thrilled. The most unique thing about it is that my fans are so young now.
Peabo Bryson was 75 years old.
Still ahead this midday, we're following the tense race for governor in the third largest state in the country, where the battle stands right now and what it means for politics in the U.S.
America's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News Midday.
New details as we learn more about a deadly family shooting that shook the Iowa community. Overnight, many in this grieving eastern Iowa community of Muscatine, a local faith leader offering words of comfort, a heartbroken fiance remembering the life she had planned, but most of all, a son now mourning the loss of his mother, sister, and 4 brothers.
It's hard to even think that this is even real. I'm still in denial.
Hundreds coming together to honor these 6 family members, including 2 children killed in Monday's mass shooting. Among those speaking, the lone surviving family member.
I will forever love and miss my mom, Lisa, my sister, Riley, my 4 brothers, Dakota, Austin, Mark and Ryan. And this might hurt some people for me to say. No matter what is being told to me, I will always love and miss my dad, Ryan.
Confirming 2 students and 2 district employees were among those killed. The suspect taking his own life when confronted by police. All right, let's get to our weather here this morning. Lots of blue skies right now at our ABC Seamless camera. It's very sunny, very warm already outside. Let's get an updated forecast with meteorologist Houston Hall. Good morning, Houston.
Good morning. Yeah, I'm going to hope I can go get some sunshine after this, because I'm in for a, let's say a busy next 48 hours after that. It all starts tomorrow morning, and then especially going into the evening. Right now, it looks all peaceful. Can't even, just some upper level clouds out towards Beatrice. Quite a bit of cars out there. Check out satellite and radar. You can see, okay, there's a little bit of those cumulus clouds, those fair weather cumulus clouds. That will try to make our skies partly sunny as we go into this afternoon. I always love to look at this visible satellite. It's just so pretty. You can see those thinner clouds, those upper level cirrus clouds off towards the west. Upper level moisture out there. Meanwhile, we got a little bit of a thunderstorm still in northeast Nebraska, where temperatures are at 67 in O'Neill. Most of us upper 70s, lower 80s just out towards Thetford. Dew points, they're humid, that's for sure, for much of the state. I mean, out towards the panhandle, they're probably asking, what is this? Dew points in the 60s, how about that? And these south winds are starting to pick up, 10, 15, close to 20 miles per hour. That's bringing us all that moisture. All right, as we go into the next few hours, we are tracking a few little showers and thunderstorms, and then a whole lot of rain is going to be moving towards us as we wake up tomorrow morning. Thursday morning, you can see Alrighty, along I-80, parts of Lincoln and off towards our northeast, seeing some showers and thunderstorms. Now that does come with some severe weather as we go into Thursday afternoon and Friday. So I'll walk you through this whole forecast, main weather.
Thank you very much, Houston. Breaking now, a major attack on a key Russian city. Ukraine striking an oil terminal in St. Petersburg overnight, setting it ablaze. That's according to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. It comes the same day a big economic forum is set to begin in the city. You can see clouds of black smoke rising from the city's port after the attack. St. Petersburg is Russia's second largest city. It is where President Putin was born. Putin is set to speak Friday at the forum amid growing tensions in the 4-year-long war. Also breaking now, the key race for governor in California is taking shape. It appears that President Trump endorsed Steve Hilton and former cabinet secretary Javier Becerra will go head-to-head this upcoming November. But right now, the race is too close to call. This comes at a critical time for the state and the country. This is an important race because the Democratic Party relies heavily on California's influence. It's home to nearly 40 million people and accounts for 54 electoral college votes. It hasn't had a Republican governor since Arnold Schwarzenegger from 2003 to 2011. The election also coincides with the state's first use of the newly redrawn congressional districts. A hot debate around the country. We'll keep you posted on what happens in this race on our Now Local News app. Developing now, a scary scene in California for several hours. A hostage standoff followed by a bomb threat at a Chase bank, where officials say a man barricaded himself inside. ABC's Melissa Adon reports.
All of the hostages have since been rescued. This hostage situation now clearing, according to multiple ABC News sources. This is where we are in downtown Bakersfield. You see the Chase Bank building. That is where it was a 13-hour long plus hostage negotiation situation. It was very much full of police. We're talking about the SWAT, FBI, negotiators, all here coming to downtown Bakersfield starting yesterday afternoon around 1 o'clock when police got that call that there was a man making a bomb threat inside that building. Well, police negotiated with the suspect, who was holding a number of people captive inside one of the rooms there. At one point, he released 2 people separately. And overnight, police also searching a home in neighboring Oledale that may have ties to the bomb threat. Well, at this point, authorities don't have a motive as to why this man entered this building and made those bomb threats, but police earlier sharing that none of the hostages had reported any injuries. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Bakersfield, California.
Right now, the Buffalo County Sheriff's Office is giving us their final tally of the Make It Click initiative. Officials say the Make It Click safety and mobilization program is designed to increase seatbelt use across the county, which would lead to lower cases of serious injuries. Now, the officials' numbers are in, and of the 206 traffic contacts from May 15th through the 31st, 30 citations were given out, with almost half of them being for speeding, only 6 for failure to use seatbelts. Contacts, or 176 of them, were only warnings. Happening tonight, the Hickman Fire and Rescue Department is opening its doors to the public. The fire station is having an open house from 5:30 to 7:30. We're told it will have plenty of stuff for both adults and kids. CPR training for anyone, as well as suiting up for with fire equipment and getting to sit in the actual fire truck. There will also be a controlled fire to show guests what to do when something like this could happen in their day-to-day lives. Also tonight, the Telegraph District in downtown Lincoln is starting off their live at Telegraph summer concert series with the Wicked Windpipes of the B Street Band from 6 to 9. The live at Telegraph events will continue every Wednesday night this summer until July 29th, Downtown Collective. Now to game 1 of the NBA Finals tonight right here on Channel 8. The Knicks and Spurs. New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani is making sure all kids can stay up late to watch it. This video here next to me capturing the moment he repealed bedtime. This is the first time the Knicks have been in the NBA Finals since the 1990s. Here's a preview of the game.
For the first time in 27 years, the New York Knicks are going to the NBA Finals. The San Antonio Spurs have done it.
There is certainly excitement in this city. It has been 27 years since the Knicks were in the finals, and New Yorkers are pumped. Merchandise is selling out fast. There are watch parties scheduled throughout the city, including right here at Madison Square Garden. There is even a subway station painted in Knicks blue and orange. Blue and orange is coursing through the blood of New Yorkers.
I'm envisioning that night and the next day in my mind, and I think it's just going to go nuts. Maybe the Statue of Liberty reanimates and comes to life and just walks down 7th Avenue.
It's definitely going to be a tough task. It's definitely going to be
physical grind because of the team that they are and what they're capable of. But focus on what we do. Just make sure we're locked in.
There's an energy sweeping throughout the Alamo City as the San Antonio Spurs are back in the NBA Finals for the first time in more than a decade. It's keeping local artists busy, local shops busy, and it's all to support our silver and black.
I'm the biggest Spurs fan. I love them, win or lose, and I love the whole team. Go Spurs, go.
When the ball goes up for the opening tip, game 1 of the finals, what's going to be going through your mind?
Hopefully, being thankful for being here, because I think that helps grounding me, and that helps realizing that this is a chance that is not guaranteed and it's not forever.
Yeah, coming up, a push for change. Learned about a new campaign looking to help people all across the country pull away from ultra-processed foods amid growing health concerns. Reducing Americans' reliance on ultra-processed foods. The effort, called Fed Up, will provide consumers with information about highly processed products and tools to advocate for changes in schools and government policy. That includes a push for warning labels, restrictions on advertising to children, and safety testing for additives. Ultra-processed foods are linked to higher rates of obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and dementia. The CDC says more than half of American adults get most of their calories from ultra-processed foods. For children, that number is even higher, impacting 6 in 10 kids.
Now, for your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Houston Hall.
Alrighty, so we have our daily chance of maybe a pop-up shower thunderstorm across eastern and southeastern Nebraska. We are got about a 15% chance starting now all the way through this evening. Right now, okay, we got some puffy, fair weather cumulus clouds. Still waiting on that Radiator Springs at 79, feels like 81. Yeah, that's right, heat index season. All right, we got our low pressure system all the way up there towards Canada. It's going to swing a line of showers and thunderstorms down here today. And as we go day by day, really, the storms move towards the east and then the east and east and east. What does that bring us? So here's today. They just updated this graphic, actually. There's a few counties up there and a level 2 slight risk. Large hail, damaging winds. All right, so the line of storms is going to form off towards the west as that system up there moves towards the east. All right, the shift, the severe weather moves off towards the east. And then Friday, there you go. We're going to have a tail end of storms right here. And we're looking at very, very high to extreme storm fuel on Friday. I'll show you that here. So Friday, keep an eye on the forecast if you have any plans. Right now, we're seeing a whole lot of sunshine. We'll start to get a little bit of that thunderstorm activity out towards the Panhandle, southwest Nebraska, 5, 7 p.m. There's your large hail damaging wind threat up there. They even actually added a little bit of a tornado threat. That's going to be up there all the way up towards far western Nebraska. And then as we go later into tonight, it's going to be your damaging wind and a hail threat up towards northeast Nebraska. By tomorrow morning, eastern Nebraska, southeastern Nebraska will be waking up to some showers and thunderstorms. Those should try to diminish by about midday. And if that is the case, we'll start to see a few isolated showers and thunderstorms on the strong to severe side with that hail and wind threat as we go into about 3, 4 p.m. And then that's really going to be confined to southeast Nebraska. I would say from Columbus off towards our southeast. It looks like our southern counties have the best chance for maybe a strong storm or two as we go into about 6 to 8 p.m. tomorrow night. All right, let's go into Friday morning. You can see sunshine. That equals some stability, and that will equal some storms stretching from just east of Omaha and it's dry along right there out towards the Tri-Cities. That's your best chance for some severe weather. And the high instability, oh yeah, if a storm can get going, break any cap that might be in place, oh, it's going to go and it's going to explode. I would not be surprised. Maybe a level 3 enhanced risk for Friday. Right now, there are the cumulus clouds are starting to build in at 79 once again. How about that? Check out this cumulus field. Ready? That's what we get. And that could spark off a shower or thunderstorm here in the next few hours. Upper level clouds, upper level moisture out towards the west. Alrighty, temperature wise, we're in the upper 70s, some lower 80s. Notice where that storm has just been. There might be in the 50s out there. Dew points in the dark green, some 60s and 70s. And the winds bringing us all of that cloud cover, that moisture south, 10 to 15 temperatures. 84 degrees. How about that? That's exactly what I forecasted. And there's another look at that precipitation chance. So tonight, showers, thunderstorms, another mild one, another moist one. And then Thursday, Friday, storms will be likely on Saturday. Go out and enjoy the pool. Try to find a spot before everyone else gets there, you know. And then as we go into the next week, we do warm up with those periodic rain and storm chances.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, Houston. Coming up after the break, we got a very adorable little puppy up for adoption right now. We're going to speak live with the Capital Humane Society. Coming up next, stay with us.
Meet Lincoln's deal detectives at Salvage Warehouse. They're uncovering huge new savings every day. Discover up to 70% off retail on furniture and appliances all over the store.
The deals are real at Salvage Warehouse. Yeah!
Transform your outdoor space into a luxurious retreat with a custom Azenco outdoor pergola from Fireplace Stone and Patio. Designed with elegance and built for comfort, motorized pergolas paired with progressive screens and Magnetrek technology enhance your outdoor space and put you in control. Beautiful, functional, effortlessly stylish. Visit a Fireplace Stone and Patio showroom today and discover how to elevate your outdoor living experience. Fireplace Stone and Patio. Inspired living inside and out.
For generations, Eustis Body Shop has been a part of Nebraska's story. A locally owned small-town business built on trust, craftsmanship, and community. From those early days in the shop to today with 8 Nebraska locations, including 3 right here in Lincoln, Eustis continues to grow generation after generation. Because around here, taking care of people is just who we are, including free loaner cars when you need one.
The most recommended Eustis Body Shop. That's who we are.
At Capital Humane Society, we know proper veterinary care is vital to keeping pets healthy and happy. Our mission is to serve the Lincoln community by providing resources for all pet owners. That's why we opened Stransky Veterinary Center at 55th and O Street. We offer preventative veterinary care, including low-cost spay and neuter surgeries, vaccinations, pet dental care, flea and tick protection, and more. Your pet will never be happier and healthier than after a visit with our professionals. Book an appointment online at StranskyVeterinaryCenter.com.
Looking for the best deals in Lincoln? Tag, you're it. Run in now for furniture and appliance deals up to 70% off. 3, 2, 1. Save. The countdown is on for great deals this year at Salvage Warehouse.
Welcome back, everyone. It's our favorite day of the week. We got an adorable little puppy here today, Matt. Who do we have here today?
So today we have Aurora. So Aurora's about 9 weeks old, we think, and she came in as a lost puppy. She was actually found out in somebody's field out in the county, and they brought her into us. And when she came in, she had quite a few ticks on her, and so got her all cleaned up. But we think she's a lab mix, and she's only about 9 pounds, so she's pretty small at this point, and so be interested to see how big she actually ends up being when she's full grown. But she's been checked over by our veterinarians and she's all good to go, clean bill of health. She's got those initial vaccinations taken care of, but at this age she'll need booster vaccines, and been microchipped and has gotten spayed as well, and so she's ready for her new home. Definitely going to have to work on the house training. You know, had a little accident on the car ride over, but you know, at 9 weeks old, at this age, that's to be expected, and so just work on house training, basic obedience, and get her around a lot of different people and situations when she's young.
Yeah, I usually hold the animals, and Matt told me that she was wet getting out the kennel, so yeah, I avoided that one today.
Yeah, I'll take it this time.
Matt, you got a little sheet there in your hand. You were telling me you have some cat stats here for us today.
Yeah, so obviously we got a cute puppy here, but we want to talk about cats because cats are coming in like crazy right now, and so since May 1st, 333 felines have come into the shelter. Only 189 have left the shelter's care. So obviously that's a lot of cats that have joined us, and so capacity is up. But kittens spend an average of 11 days at the shelter. Adult cats spend 21. So obviously kittens find homes quickly. Adult cats take almost double the length of time. So also right now, 148 adult cats in the shelter's care and 165 kittens. So just as many adult cats that need homes as kittens, and of the kittens, 79 are in foster care. So a good number of them are in foster homes right now, and you know, we're grateful for that, but obviously a lot of adult cats that need homes, and so June's Adopt a Shelter Cat Month, and so one of our supporters, Mary Jo Livingston, is going to sponsor half the adoption fees on cats 5 months and older. So thinking about adopting, now is a great time to come into the adoption center, check out all the adult cats that are looking for homes, and adoption fees are reduced by 50% thanks to Mary Jo Livingston.
We talk about this almost every summer, Matt, but I ask you all the time, but the strain this puts on you guys, because this came in, like last week we were talking about this and you said we're okay. Yeah. Now it's starting to put a little bit more strain. So how quickly does that change in this time?
I mean, it can change very quickly. I mean, just within a couple days, you know, we can see quite a few animals coming in, especially this time of year with litters of kittens or moms that are nursing litters, and so capacity can change within a day or two at the shelter, and that's what we're seeing right now. And so adoptions were pretty slow in the month of May, especially for cats, and so with that number coming in, you know, the in-care capacity numbers go up very quickly this time of year.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much for stopping by today. We'll make sure to get some Peps. She's warming up to me.
She's got a little tail wag going there, yes.
I got distracted because she was just wagging that tail. Aurora is up for adoption right now at the Capital Humane Society, also along with over 300 cats and kittens. So make sure you stop on by today. Can you say goodbye, Aurora? We'll be right back. Stay with us.
This morning, GMA is in the air with a new kind of plane that could change how we ship and how we fly. This is the Beta aircraft, flying entirely on battery. It's something Kyle Clark thought up over 2 decades ago in college. Now he's flying it over his home state of Vermont.
Did you ever think that you'd be sitting here on Good Morning America with a helicopter in front of you, getting a shot of you in the pilot's seat?
You know, I wish I could say I didn't, but of course I did. I was telling people for 20 years that this could change the way we fly. It's going to change everything.
The plane charges for just $13 in 50 minutes. You can get in the air in 15 seconds. The goal, faster and cheaper medical flights, even faster Amazon deliveries.
And for carriers like UPS and Amazon, where they fly a lot and they want to bring packages to everybody next day across the entire country, if they can do that less expensive, their level of service goes up.
The Beta plane can travel more than 300 miles. Charging stations are already popping up all over the country, with more on the way. And there are 2 models, one to lift off and land vertically like a helicopter, and another to take off on a runway like a regular plane.
This flight for about an hour will cost us about $8 in energy. And if you compared that to a gas-powered plane, that's 40 times less.
But I also asked him about safety. Though it looks like there's only one engine, there's actually 2 hidden behind the propeller. And he made us nervous with this test.
So even if something happens to one of those motors?
Yeah, if one of those motors fails, I can shut it off right now. We'll continue to fly just the same. Or I can shut the other one off. Or watch this, I'll turn them both off. Look at this, we're a glider. We glide 4 times as well as a regular airplane.
Wait, so right now we have no motor going?
We have no motor going. We're a glider right now.
It's a family affair. Just about every member of the Clark family works at Beta, and they're pilots. His wife, Katie.
Willa flew a plane before she ever drove a car. My kids are all homeschooled, and so for me, this was free math, free science, and whether they fell in love with aviation or not was a bonus.
And it's not just Beta. There are several companies building electric aircraft. All are hoping for FAA certification in the coming year. Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy testing the Beta planes out just last week.
Kyle, what do you think the Wright brothers would say right now?
Well, that's a humbling question. I mean, come on. But look, we have a culture here at Beta where we are makers. We make things from technologies that come from non-aerospace places. That's what the Wright brothers did when they created the first airplane.
Gio Benitez, ABC News.
Before we go to break, here's a live look outside at our Barry Law Tower camera. We'll have a final check of the forecast coming up after the break. Stay with us. Telling us about the weird things drivers have found in their cars after a ride in their 2026 Lost and Found Index. Uber says people are leaving all sorts of things behind, starting with the strangest and kind of gross. We have dentures with 2 teeth, breast milk, human hair, and an ankle monitor. For the top trending left behind, the list includes the Labubus, Crocs, hats, and vapes. Uber also includes anything normal from every day, like phones, wallets, and keys. Dentures would be a hard one. I don't know how you could leave behind your teeth. Hard to use that.
I've got mine in.
You got some dentures in there?
Yeah, I've got
pop them out next time?
Yeah, I've got my dentures. I have a few other things that were named. Don't know if I want to say them, but yes, very interesting stuff. I think I might just prefer walking. But all the Ubers I've been in, they've been all right. They've been clean. So I might have to keep an eye out for some of those items, that's for sure. Hey, today you might need to keep an eye out for a few isolated showers and thunderstorms. Hey, precipitation chances, they're going to stay 20%, but we have clouds out there building. And tonight we will have some cloudy skies. Showers and thunderstorms going into your morning time, 60s for temperatures. So we're going to have some storms likely tomorrow afternoon and evening, also Friday afternoon and evening. Saturday, get out there and just enjoy that day before some more showers and thunderstorms. Next week's going to be hot.
There's so many chances for rain, Houston. We'll take it, though. All right, thank you very much. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. GMA3 is next. Have a great rest of your day.
The Amigos Yankee, reinventing the ordinary hot dog. Crispy cheesy original and bold jalapeno popper. At Amigos, where food is fun.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.
At Spectrum, we believe you shouldn't have to choose between speed, reliability, and value. That's why Spectrum fiber-powered internet gives you all 3 for just $40 a month. No contracts, no commitment. Just great internet at a great price. Spectrum fiber-powered internet delivers the fastest and most reliable internet for everything you do at home. Streaming, gaming, and